So we're back on the final few minutes of the programming, special edition of Business Morning, Channels Television and Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry Business Roundtable for the month of February 2017. Today is the last day of the month. So let's continue where we finished from, and we're coasting home right now. What does it take to do business in Lagos? Let's continue from Mrs. Olajumoke Fashanu from Ruby Housing, and she was talking to us just before the break about how real estate is very important. Mrs. Fashanu, could you give us about 1 minute of your thoughts about doing business, housing in Lagos?
Well, number one is you'll wonder that everything seems so simple and it's really just pure logic. It's difficult to get documentations. I wonder if government is aware that, break down the bottlenecks, make it easily affordable for people. How many people are there in Nigeria? How many people are in Lagos? If you're able to get that, even the government will be able to get money. So I think it's easier said than done. There should be willingness on the part of the government to provide an enabling environment. We're not asking for any handout. We're just saying, currently you do your roads, you deliver your powers, you do your septic, you do your water. By the time you build all that up, it's making the cost of delivery very expensive. You want to eradicate corruption, let there be access to long-term funding. So virtually everybody, you don't need to steal money to buy a house. There's a provision of cheap, affordable loans that will take about 15 years to get, and I'm sure we'll get there.
So, Olajumoke Fashanu, thank you very much for that. Let's move on very quickly to my lead discussant, and I'm going to start from Mrs. Eleojo Peters of Eleojo Foods. Doing business in Lagos, what does it mean for you in about 1 minute? What would you like to see the administration, because this is where LCCI is based, you're the largest and the oldest in Nigeria, and of course I know it's also the richest Chamber of Commerce.
Doing business in Lagos is not an easy one. You have a lot of things to cope with. The basic amenities are lacking. It's not only peculiar to Lagos State, it's all over Nigeria. Then we also have this issue of omoniles. Trucks cannot move from one place to another with goods. The last time we had a meeting in Alausa with the Lagos State government, to some extent he has tackled that, but it is still there. At times trucks are headed to go to the port for exports. It is delayed on the road for one excuse or the other by all sorts of authorities, from the local government to VIO, all sorts. So if this is addressed, it will help to make doing business in Lagos a lot easier.
Oh, thank you very much, madam. We appreciate that. Let's pass on quickly to Tony Mwakala, who is he's the mining gentleman who would want to see more of those 40 items out of the ground. How did we arrive at 40 in the first place for the 41 items that were banned? How many minerals do we still have underground? 43 or 41 as well?
We have 44 minerals in
any solid minerals. I'm not a geologist. I haven't found
Lagos
out.
has.
Lagos has.
Every state in the country has minimum of 2. So that's the only thing.
I gotta get back to my state.
That's the only thing that
find out.
That the only sector that you will not have unhealthy competition, because even up north where they are fighting Boko Haram, you have uranium there. So there's even the South Africans don't have what we have. And it's unbelievable that everybody watches Nigeria say we're broke or we don't earn foreign exchange. Just 6 items will overtake oil in 2 years. 6. That's proven. Because the prices of oil dipped and we're still selling oil. We're still talking oil. Senate is still trying to find out what's happening with oil. Nobody knows what's happening with minerals.
What about the mining? Do we have a mining sector in Alausa in Lagos, where you can walk in and discuss some of the issues you would want, Lagos being where you operate from?
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way in mining. Mining works in remote areas. Nigeria is divided into geological formations, of which when you look at banded iron formations, you probably find them around the southwest from Abeokuta up onto northwest. So you can't really find those kinds of minerals. Maybe silica, maybe sand. And Lagos State, I think, has a particular challenge. With all respect to the Lagos State government, mining is on the exclusive list. It's not on the concurrent list. So there's a lot of funny taxes for sand miners. There's a lot of funny stuff going on. I don't think they actually understand that the state government's only responsibility or business is regulating the environmental issues. The community deals directly with the mining companies, and that's the issue with Lagos. So really, Lagos State is not a focus for mining.
Okay, I wonder what you're doing in Lagos then. But let's have that conversation after. I wish you and I should be going up enough. Thank you, Tony, for bringing that part of the conversation. Thank you very much. Let's talk to Princess Layo, who is an industrialist, and what challenges does she face in Lagos? Looks like the Omonile and the taxi drivers and the VIOs are the ones that are causing the clog for the Ambodis administration in Lagos. Madam, you have 1 minute.
Thank you very much, sir. I think I'll rather look at it in another perspective, in the sense that governments, they are too overambitious. In the sense that the act of wanting to gain revenue, they are making life miserable for manufacturers. I was going to a meeting at Ikorodu. I met some people on the way. They are not in uniform. They held gun and with these nails on the road. They claimed that we have violated the rules. How can I wait for somebody who is not on uniform? So